Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Hot Corner Podcast. Today, we are going to be discussing some early All-Star nods and three trade targets that we believe will make a huge difference into the NBA. We're going to start with the All-Star nods for the first episode, and then we'll do another episode with the three trade targets. So this will be a two-episode meeting here, okay? So to kind of get started, obviously, it's only been a month within the season. It's hard to determine who will get the true all-star nods and who won't. But taking a look, I have broken mine down to about 4 or 5 honorable mentions and then two guys per position. It was just easier for me to break it down as point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, rather than three front court, two back court. Like, I don't know. I think the whole way that the all-star voting kind of goes about is just dumb anyways. Um, so yeah, Tyler, get us started. Who are your point guards for the West?
For the West. Wow. Um, all right. So this is gonna sound kind of biased, but I went with Stephen Curry and Anthony Edwards.
Point guards? I guess you probably just did
Oh,
guards.
I did guards in front court, so mine's
Right.
gonna be a little weird. But I do have the wild card. I put how many people? One, two, three, four, five. Put five people down for the wild card. So, like I put Shea, um, Harden. I put James Harden down, obviously. And then Norman Powell because he's kind of a baller. Um,
For the all-star nod. Okay.
yeah, for the All-Star nod because he's kind of an all-star. His and then Westbrook.
What?
Um, and you got to throw a little Dick in there. So I put Grady Dick down.
That's
Brady Dixon in the
it.
Eastern Conference. So,
Yeah.
Oh, I okay. I put that down in the wrong thing. Okay, anyway, but
Laying down the dick in the wrong spot. Come on.
yeah, but I mean Shea, realistically, Curry and Shea, those are some pretty good picks, if I do say so myself. The other ones, give or take.
Right. I will admit I didn't put Steph Curry in my all-star nod.
Damn, that's kind of weird.
I have Shea, so I gave him the starting spot, but then I actually put De'Aaron Fox as the reserve. He's averaging 20, I think I saw it. It was 29 points. Is that, let's see. So Sacramento, they just lost
He
pretty,
did just drop 60,
yeah,
so I
against,
mean
you know,
that's kind of
but
insane.
he's averaging 27 and a half, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Him getting 5 rebounds too is kind of crazy, averaging almost 2 steals a game and really, not turning the ball over that aggressively, which has been great for them. They actually have three guys right now averaging 20 points, and two of them will be one's in my honorable mention, and one, obviously, De'Aaron Fox is my reserve. He is shooting 50% from the field, 32% from three, and about almost 87% from the free throw line. So dude, I think he deserves it. Honestly, I think he probably deserves the starting PG spot over Shea, but I think the fan favorite vote's going to give it to Shea or to Steph. So,
Yeah, most definitely.
and then shooting guard wise, looking at for my shooting guards, I put down Anthony Edwards. You can't deny his success that he's had. And Tyler's gonna like this one. I gave it to James Harden.
Damn straight, baby,
20.
because he is a boss.
So I was kind of deep diving into his stats. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. The guard spot actually in the West has been downplayed this year. I think Kyrie was another one that I gave an honorable mention to, and Ja Morant, but really it was between Harden, Kyrie, and Ja Morant, and I gave it to Harden for my second shooting guard spot for the West. So I think Harden has played unbelievable this year. I think he's keeping this team that is a below average team afloat. And once they get Kawhi back, I think they can make a decent push for a play-in spot to maybe a late six-seeded West team. But they're going to need a lot more than just Kawhi to take them to that next step. But Norman Powell has played really well. Definitely not an all-star, but he's played really well.
Why not?
He's not putting up Kyrie numbers. He's not putting up Ja Morant numbers, and those guys didn't even get the All-Star nod for me. So I don't know what to tell you.
Think about the fans.
All the Clipper fans that are in the area with their new dome.
Yep. Think about the fans.
He's actually the highest scoring player on the team. So maybe I'll take it away from James Harden and give it to Powell.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Norman Powell sucks.
So then shut the fuck up.
Okay. You know what? Fair enough.
Alex, who do you have for your guards for All-Star? Who are you thinking?
All right, so I'm going to preface this by saying I'm just doing guards at large.
Okay.
Not breaking down my point guard, shooting guard, because I just think a lot of that's ambiguous now. So first and foremost, Anthony Edwards. Dude's an absolute fucking killer. I kind of went. I guess it doesn't really matter. I did put Luka in the guard position because I do feel like he does run the team with Kyrie a little bit. But De'Aaron Fox in there, as Tyler mentioned, just dropped 60 the other night against us, the Wolves. I kind of was on the fence about Kyrie. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be like more of a reserve time guy for me or not. I really want to put him in, but I haven't watched enough Dallas games to really confidently say otherwise. I did put Ja Morant in there because I think Ja's awesome. He's just fun to watch, electric. He does a little bit of everything. And then SGA. I'm not a big fan of him. I kind of feel like he's the Joel Embiid of guards, where he gets a lot of the calls, which isn't his fault, But that just to me is more frustrating to watch. But
a lot of free throws.
A lot of free throws. I mean, I saw that play a few nights ago where he extended his leg, kicked the guy, was awarded free throws. But that's not his fault.
Right.
They're giving you the calls, like take advantage of it. I would.
Right. No, I think one thing I saw on the internet that was super funny was a mesh of Joel Embiid and Shea mixed together. And the caption goes, "How many free throws do you think this dude just had tonight?" And all right, so continuing with the West, I broke it down to I put Luka, even though he's a ball dominant person, I put him in a forward spot because I wanted to get my main four guys that were true guards into the All-Star game. And I don't care what anyone says, but I'm putting Luka in. Luka is like my no doubt next to LeBron because LeBron obviously will keep being an all-star in the all-star game until he retires. That's just how it is. And then I added Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic, and then my wild card spot for my last forward position that I really kind of did a deep dive into was Jaren Jackson Jr. He's taken a pretty big step on his offensive play for the Grizzlies, and he's been a huge part of why they're above 500 right now. With his, I would say, above average defense, it's not DPOY anymore, but it's still above average. He's averaging about 23 and a half points per game, almost 6 rebounds, only 1 assist, but 1 block, 1 steal, very little turnovers. He's shooting about 36% from 3 and about 55% from the field. So I'm very happy with how Jaren is playing recently. He's actually hitting his jump shots, not just attacking the paint the whole time. So yeah, I think Jaren is going to take my last forward spot. The other honorable mentions for the forward spot were Victor Wembanyama and DeMar DeRozan. So
Okay. I'll say my front court. I obviously had Jokic. I obviously had AD. One person that changed from your list instead of Jaren Jackson was LeBron. So I feel like LeBron, I mean, he's still like 1,000 years old
I
and he can
still
still ball out. He's
I
still
still
balling.
had
So I mean,
LeBron.
you did? Did I miss that part?
Yes.
LeBron was sent towards the end.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to you. Um, anyway, yeah, I still had Jokic. I had KD in there and DeRozan in there as well. And then you're probably gonna say something about this one too, but I put Keegan Murray in there.
What? Why
It's
would
early. I feel like there's no wrong answers. It's still there's only been 15 games played.
There's been two wrong answers, and you've given both of them.
yeah,
You know what? That's just what I do.
see,
Okay?
there's 15 games that have been played, but we're offering all-star nods right now within those
Yeah,
15 games.
that's what I'm
Ke-
saying. These people keep balling out.
Keegan Murray is averaging 14 points per game.
It doesn't matter.
We were talking about this last night. So Andre Iguodala had one All-Star appearance. Alex, can you guess how many points he averaged during his All-Star appearance?
I want to guess it was he with Philadelphia at the time?
He was with Philadelphia.
Oh, I mean, he played pretty good for Philadelphia. I want to say like mid-20s.
Not even close.
Oh
12.
my God.
He got an All-Star appearance averaging 12.5 points per game.
What year was this?
This was in 20, I think this is 2008, 2009. So,
Because he had a few
Andre,
pretty good years with Philly. Where he
right. No,
scored.
he had a lot of good years. Oh no. Okay, see
Okay.
2011, 2012. His very last year in Philadelphia, he averaged 12.4 points. And that's the only All-Star appearance he ever made. He never averaged 20 points once. It was 18, 19, 18, 17, 14, and then 12. And then just
So you're
wasn't.
saying there's a chance.
And yeah, technically, yes, there is a chance.
Thank you.
But Keegan Murray isn't Andre Iguodala.
That is correct.
I don't care. Okay? I'm just giving my opinion.
Well,
Why does it
your
I
opinion
hate you.
sucks.
I mean, it's going to be a good
You suck.
episode title.
Don't put Keegan Murray down for
Keegan
any
Murray, an
title.
All-Star?
No.
Norman
Don't do
Powell
that.
starting?
Okay, Norman Powell is not a bad It's not a Shut up. You got me riled up now. Oh my God. Shut up. Norman Powell's not he can get an all-star.
Okay,
How
but
is that such a bad you know what?
no,
Next
okay.
next topic, we're going to the East.
No,
I don't care.
Alex Dosta gives his front court. The one thing I do
No.
want to say is you're going to offer it to Keegan Murray, but Domantas Sabonis has been better.
That's kind of what I was thinking as soon as I said it. I was like, I don't know why I put Keegan Murray instead of Sabonis, but hey,
So,
thank you. So why are you coming at me for the? Oh,
because
Alex,
it's a horrible.
I mean,
take.
my list is pretty much the same as your guys's. I got Jokic in there. I got AD in there. I can't stand AD, but he's playing well. Got LeBron in there. I got Sabonis in there. You know who my fifth guy is, though?
If you say Julius Randle, get the fuck out.
No, not Julius Randle.
Who we got?
Nas Reed.
Nas Reed.
Nas!
Dude's been balling out, man. I mean, sometimes.
Oh, so you can give it to Nas Reed, but not Keegan Murray.
No, it's the same thing. Julius Randle has played better, and yet we're giving this to Nas.
Well,
It's Nas.
yes, he's played better, but Julius Randle has been an absolute dunce on defense. Like, horrible on defense. At least Nas Reed pretends to play defense.
Right. Now, I do want to talk about his per 36. So, say Nas Reed actually played in the starting lineup and got an average of 36 minutes. He would be above Randle in points per game and in rebounds. A little bit
More
less
efficient,
assists.
too.
Yes, his efficiency rating is up by 10%.
Holy shit.
Nas Reed, or not Nas Reed. Well, actually, yes, Nas Reed in general has been the number one most efficient shooter on the team with the amount of minutes that he has played at. Because Nickeil Alexander-Walker is technically above him, but he doesn't play as many minutes as Nas. And then underneath him is Anthony Edwards. So
Yeah, that checks out.
So that just goes to show, man, Nas has played very well. And that, my friend, is a not so bad all-star selection compared to Keegan.
God, I just hope everything that I said, that Wemby's washed, that Ben Simmons is back, and Keegan Murray is an all-star. I hope all this happens just so I can prove you guys wrong that I know ball.
It's like
You
we
know what?
hunt
I hope you do.
it's like we hunt down your bad takes because we've been shooting them out of the air.
I mean, to be fair, when they're as fat as that, like it's hard to miss that shot.
It's yeah, right.
It's a big
There's
target.
no logic there. Yeah. Oh, Keegan Murray's an all-star, but his teammates is averaging 6 more points.
Russell Westbrook, yeah, he in.
What's so bad about that? Oh
Yeah,
my
I kind of
God.
blew by the Westbrook all-star nod too because he's not even starting. He's off the bench.
I don't care. So is Nas Reed. Nas Reed's not even starting either.
I just ripped on Alex for the Nas Reed thing too.
Yeah,
he
but all
did.
I've been doing is getting ripped on. On to the next.
Because
All
your
right.
picks suck.
Let's go to the East.
Hey, you know what we should? We what we should do? We should do what we did last year. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. We should do what we did last year and put our all-star teams up against each other. Or what did we do last year?
Yeah, we did a draft.
Oh, draft. All right.
I would have to look at what we did for that again. But Tyler decided to put Patrick Beverly in, so that ruined it because Tyler's
Dude's a dog.
Because I did. I simmed it in 2K, and Alex's team
Not
and
realistic.
my team met at the championship. So
Not realistic.
Because we're better.
Not realistic.
Tyler's was an 8th seed, so
Yeah, not realistic.
Checks out.
Not realistic. It's 2K. 2K's rigged.
all right, let's take a look at the guard play in the East. For my point guards, and this might be a little controversial, I did not put Cade Cunningham. I put Jalen Brunson, who, yes, I think he is the best point guard in the East right now. And I'm giving it to LaMelo Ball for the second point guard spot. Dude, he's actually been insane. His team sucks. There's no if
LaMelo Ball could win 6 straight finals and 6 straight final MVP. I'd be like, the dude's fucking trash. I hate his guts. Fuck him.
He's averaging 30 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 45% from the field, 37 from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. Obviously, he's not stellar on defense, but he's huge. He's 6'9" compared to everyone else, so he can play.
Tell me a point guard in the league that wouldn't average 30 points playing with Charlotte. Mike Conley?
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons wouldn't, correct.
I only listen. Shut up.
I'm gonna give him his flowers because he's 23 years old. He's only played one true season where I think he played 72 games, and then it was like 30 and then 40. So it's hard. It's been a rough up and down career for him so far. He has been an all-star before when he was only 20 years old, and he's having a better season now than he was back then. His efficiency rating is at an unbelievable standpoint with how many shots he takes a game. He takes 24 shots a game, and he is the most efficient shooter on his team. That is insane.
Yeah, he has been playing really well. Like, there's no denying that.
And then for the shooting guards, I gave it to Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. Honorable mentions, I already announced Cade Cunningham, but Trae Young, Damian Lillard, and Tyler Hero all got my honorable mention. I think for the East, the big men had to have been the easiest decision for me.
Easy in the sense that you don't pick 2 Cavs.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't pick 2 Cavs for my front court.
Yeah.
But I did pick 2 Cavs in general. So.
Well, yeah. Twin Peaks. Sorry.
Oh, Evan Mobley did?
Yes, I gave it to Evan Mobley.
Yep. Yeah, solid.
I think more wise that he, even though he's not averaging 20 points per game, his defense has been either one or two, either first or second best in the league next to Dyson Daniels for the Hawks. So I can't pass up on a guy like that who's playing his ass off for that team, and they're still undefeated, so they deserve two All-Stars.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Tyler, who are your guards? Who are we going with?
My guards are Garland and Brunson. Um, in the wild card little spot that I put down, I put Drew Holiday, LaMelo, of course, Tyler Hero, and I gave an honorable to the man, the myth, the rodent of Dennis Schroeder.
The
Yep,
dude
that's
said the
right.
rodent.
Yep,
Master
the
I honestly
Schroeder.
rodent.
didn't know where you were going with that, and I was a little
Exactly.
scared.
Keep you on your toes. You don't know. I could be talking about Ben Simmons again. You don't know that.
You will be.
I already had my spiel about Ben Simmons in like the first episode.
Well,
So
he's
Yeah.
here
trash, so
I'm coming back with Dennis Schroeder.
Schroeder's been unbelievable this year, but it's the same argument. If LaMelo Ball, like, if anyone can average 30 points for the Hornets, it would be LaMelo Ball. If anyone can average 20 points next to another 20-point scorer, it would be Dennis Schroeder for the Nets. They don't have anyone to score the ball besides him and Cam Thomas. But I do
Still
like,
going with it.
right,
Still
and
going with it.
I I I agree with you. I like
that was a
Thank you.
solid
the
list.
the
Thank
Drew
you.
Holiday nod was good. Now the thing is would you give it to Drew Holiday or would you give it to Derek White? Because both of them have been very good. Drew Holiday averaging 13 points per game, 4 assists, shooting not he's shooting all right, 48% from the field, only 36% from three, and then 87% from the free throw line. He's just not getting his buckets like he usually does. But we saw that last year too. He just wasn't taking many shots. He only takes around 10 shots a game, as Derek White takes 14 shots a game, and Derek White averages 19 points. So I think you can kind of flip a coin between those two, who you want to give it to and who's played the best out of the point guards. Another honorable mention for that team would be Peyton Pritchard. Pritchard has played unbelievable for the Celtics, and I've loved it. He is literally we need a half court shot. They literally did this in the game against, it was a couple nights ago, but they had 1 second left on the clock and they had a timeout. They took it, put Peyton Pritchard in to shoot that last shot, and then called it good.
Yeah, we need a quick 3 points. Get out there, buddy.
Right. So yeah.
Um,
How about you, Alex? Who are you giving your all-star nods for the East?
Again, combine the guards. I did have Drew Holiday on there. I think defense is underappreciated. Um, he's the piece that really helps solidify that Boston core, and I think he is playing well. So I got him. I did have Tyler Hero. He's been playing absolutely fantastic. Jalen Brunson. I did give it to Donovan Mitchell. I kind of mulled over Darius Garland as well, like as an honorable mention kind of pick because he is playing super well too. He's doing everything he needs to do, and he's finally kind of showing that growth. I'm not giving it to LaMelo Ball. I'm just not. He already has his flowers. We're good there. Um, and then honestly, like probably Jaylen Brown because he's been playing well. Like there's no denying that. But I could see an argument against him as well. But that's who I had picked.
Right.
I'm surprised that no one said Trey Young.
I put him in an honorable mention, and it's tough because I like Trey Young. I think it just sucks because they're in the East. They're below 500, but yet they're the fourth seed.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
I was just surprised.
I mean, yeah, he's played well, I would say, but he's playing the typical, holy shit, he has 11 assists a game. That is insane.
Yeah.
Well, and the guard it was hard. The guards are so stacked in the East, and the big men are so stacked in the West. It's kind of flip flopped. Now, I think the East big men, the front court, was a no brainer for me. Now, I will say this: Paulo Banchero would have been my nod for the Magic, but since he is out for a while and we don't know when he'll come back, it is going to be hard for him to get the All-Star nod because he hasn't played all the games. So I gave it to his teammate Franz Wagner, and I also gave it to Jason Tatum, who's played at an MVP level. I think will win the MVP this year if Anthony Davis does not keep up with the rate that he is going at. And then Giannis, Evan Mobley. I think Giannis undoubtedly will win or will take all-star nods every single year of his career until he retires. And then my centers, we're getting a little gross here. So I had to give it to Towns. Towns has played pretty good for the Knicks so far. He's had his ups and downs, but he is on fire recently. He is absolutely torching down low. Now he just can't defend. And we knew that in Minnesota.
My God.
He has never been a great defender. Yes, he can average blocks, but anyone who's that tall can average blocks. It's not that hard. And then my second center, Chicago, very own Nikola Vucevic. Let's go!
Who has been playing pretty well.
Right. And I didn't want to give it to Levine, so I needed to represent one Chicago, and it's going to be Vucevic. And then he'll get traded afterwards. So,
yeah, obviously.
See how I didn't rip on you for picking Vooch?
that's not a
crazy.
bad pick.
That is a bad pick.
Look at the centers in the East. Tell me who's better.
Cat.
I already said Cat.
Yeah, and I'm saying Cat again. That's all I need.
So the two guys that I put into my all-star nod are the guys who you're going with too. Yeah.
Well,
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Well,
Unless
I
you
had
go-
Giannis, of course.
Yeah.
I had Giannis and Mobley and Cat. But I mean, obviously, like when Paulo comes back, I feel like it's still all-star caliber. Like he probably won't skip a beat, but even then, I did put Franz in as well. But I mean, there's no, like you said, like it's like the East and the West are like flip-flopped.
Right.
Like I don't know, I can't really pick too much for the front court, but
Yeah. It's hard because I don't know when Paulo is coming back. If he gets a couple, and even if he only gets like 20 games, is that worthy enough for an all-star? You know, like maybe a reserve, but they're not going to put him as a starter. One, it'd be hard because Giannis is kind of destroying. Jason Tatum is playing at a MVP level, and then he's not a center, so they're not going to put him over Towns, which it doesn't matter. It's just front court, but I think they'll give it to Towns because he's in a big market, rather Orlando is a smaller market. I do want to say like RJ Barrett was another guy that I saw. He's had very few games though, but if he keeps playing at the level that he's at right now, I think he could be an all-star. And unfortunately for the Philly guys, aka Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid, if you don't play, you won't get the all-star nod. So I'm not giving it to you.
Nope. Absolutely
screw
not.
Embiid.
And I think Embiid would have been the all-star starter if he actually played this year, but he hasn't played a single game, so I can't give him a single look.
No, he's back.
He played?
He played one or two at least.
Yeah. You didn't see his free throw routine?
Yeah, they were making fun of him on Reddit because him and Paul George combined for like 36 or 37 points and like 9 or 10 turnovers.
Oh yeah, he played 2 games. I didn't even see anything. I haven't saw anything on social media either.
That's because he's been bad.
Yeah, he's shooting 26% from the field. That is real bad.
Keep chalking him. He's a streaky shooter.
But he's 18 for 18 at the free throw line. That's nuts. 18 free throws in 2 games.
That seems about right.
Yeah, par for the course.
Yeah. Seems a little low, actually.
Yeah, right. Do we have any other names that we want to throw out as kind of an
Grady
honorable
Dick.
mention? Grady Dick, okay. Throwing it
I,
back to the
maybe I didn't really. My All Star picks are basically in line with all your guys. One guy that I would throw in there, um, I don't know if he's technically like a big man per se. I do know he's a forward, but Brandon Miller, like he hasn't been the best this year, and again, he's on the Hornets, but like he's had some pretty good games for a second year guy. So I like what I'm seeing. Him and Pascal Siakam. I'm a big Siakam fan. He hasn't been playing super great, but he's had quite a few good games this year thus far.
Yeah. That was a thing I wanted to bring up. Indiana doesn't have a single all-star this year. And I couldn't like I just Pascal was close, but I don't think I would have picked Pascal over Mobley or Giannis. So it just wasn't going to happen. But
Right, yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton hasn't played well at all. He is
Very
got
streaky.
horrible this year. Another team that also doesn't have a single all-star, and it's hard. I don't know. For me, like Detroit, obviously they're having a better year than they did last year. They already have 6 wins. They've basically beaten their win total, but like Cade Cunningham could, Jaden Ivey could. I just don't see them getting enough votes out of the fan voting. So, oh, Miami. Miami didn't have a single one. I think Tyler said he voted for Tyler Hero.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyler
It's
Hero
like an
makes it
honorable mention for me.
right. So he's played super well and I love it. I have his jersey, so I love showing him off. But we have Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler who have just also played horrible, absolutely horrible. And that's something that maybe we talk down the road is it time for them to start shipping these guys out? Like I know Bam's only 27, but Jimmy's 35, man. He's he's taken the turn for the worse right now ever since his big 2 years that he had during kind of that bubble transition. So I think it's almost time for the Miami Heat to start getting in some new guys and some new faces.
That's kind of the conversation we had last week. Like, do you really want to, wait another year, or do you want to take advantage of their relatively high stock currently, ship them off, and realize that for the next 2 or 3 years you may not be competitive? But I mean, outside of like what did they go to the finals last? 2021, right?
It was the bubble year when they lost to the Lakers, wasn't it?
They lost to Denver too.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I think that was 2021. But I mean, they haven't done dick since. Like,
No.
so man, if I'm Pat Riley, I might be leaning towards, all right, well, let's see where we're at the All Star break. If not, then let's get rid of some of these big contracts and
Right.
let some of the young kids shine.
And I mean, Pat Riley's been an unbelievable GM in the past. He'll figure it out.
Oh
Ain't
yeah,
he
100%.
ain't too
Last
worried about
last
it.
20 years, he's probably like a top three, top four GM.
Right. So I think that kind of wraps up the All-Star nods for the year, man. I think obviously it's only been a month, so a lot has changed. Keegan Murray will still not be an All-Star, but um I
I'm
do
gonna make you eat
appreciate
those words.
I do appreciate Tyler though giving the flowers to guys who have played well. I think Keegan Murray has played very well for them, and this is why our last week's conversation of what do the Kings do in their very stable flat line of are they good? Are they bad? Where are they at? Like right now, they're the 11th team, or no, they're the ninth seed in the West. Um, I don't know, man. They put up big wins. Like they had a huge win against the Phoenix Suns. They blew them out by 23. But then they lost to Minnesota, which they easily could have won.
Should have won.
They should have won that game. De'Aaron Fox dropped 60 and they still lost. Like that's
60 on like what, like 20 for 34 or something like that? Like crazy stupid efficiency.
crazy, absolutely nuts. And then they got blown out by San Antonio. That's unacceptable. Those are losses that can happen if you're trying to be this upper echelon team. And this is what we've been talking about with Keegan Murray playing so well. Maybe it's time for them to flip the table around and start doing something else. But that was conversation from last week. We don't need to reiterate that. So